It's Sunday night. You're at your sister's house, the air thick with the smell of roast chicken and a familiar, comforting chaos. Kids are screaming, your brother-in-law is complaining about his taxes, and your mom is, as always, asking why you haven't settled down yet. You're halfway through a story, something mundane about a leaky faucet, when it slips. A number. A big one. $10 million. You see your sister's eyes widen, then narrow. Your mom stops mid-sentence, the fork clattering against her plate. The room goes quiet, a sudden heavy silence that feels louder than all the previous noise. You can almost hear the gears turning in their heads, the quick mental arithmetic. 10 million. In an instant, you've gone from just you, the quiet one, the one who always just does okay, to you, the $10 million person. The rest of the evening is different. The jokes are a little less sharp, the questions a little more pointed. Everyone is suddenly interested in your investments, your portfolio. You try to brush it off, to downplay it, but the number hangs in the air, a phantom guest at the dinner table changing everything. You leave feeling a strange mix of exhilaration and unease. You've always valued your privacy, your anonymity. Now, it feels like it's gone, replaced by a giant, flashing neon sign above your head. You wake up Monday morning to the insistent buzz of your phone. 47 unread messages. 47. That's not normal. You scroll through them, a knot tightening in your stomach. There's Aunt Carol, who you haven't spoken to in 3 years, just checking in. Your cousin Mark, who always had a great business idea, now wants to partner up. Old college friends you barely remember are suddenly reminiscing about the good old days and asking if you're still in touch. Even your mom, usually so reserved about money, sent a text about that leaky roof we always wanted to fix. Each message feels like a tiny, invisible hand reaching out, tugging at you, at your newfound status. It's not malicious, not exactly, but it's not normal. It's the kind of attention you never wanted. The kind that feels less like connection and more like expectation. You spend the day trying to catch up, responding vaguely, deflecting politely. You feel a strange kind of pressure, a weight you didn't ask for. By Tuesday, the messages are still coming, but now they're more direct. Your sister calls, not to chat, but to ask if you've considered investing in her new venture. Your brother-in-law, the one who was complaining about taxes, now has a can't-miss opportunity for you. The requests are subtle at first, veiled in concern or shared interest, but the underlying current is unmistakable. You have money now. What are you going to do for us? You start to notice how people look at you differently. The grocery store cashier, who used to joke with you, now seems to hold your gaze a beat too long, a curious glint in her eye. Your neighbors, usually just a polite wave, are suddenly stopping to chat, asking about your weekend plans, almost fishing for details. It's like you're wearing a new, invisible uniform, and everyone can see it. You find yourself retreating, making excuses, avoiding eye contact. The privacy you cherished now feels like a distant memory. Wednesday brings a new wave of friends from your past, people you haven't seen since high school, popping up on social media, reminiscing about shared memories you barely recall. They're all so happy for your success, so proud to know you. And then, almost as an afterthought, comes the question, hey, I'm actually launching this really cool project, and I was wondering if you could spare a few minutes to hear about it. It's a pattern, clear as day. The initial warmth, the feigned nostalgia, always leading to the same place. You feel a growing resentment, a sense of being used. You're not a person anymore. You're a walking ATM, a potential solution to someone else's problems. You start to question everyone's motives, even those closest to you. Your mom asks if you can help with a down payment for your nephew's college. Your dad, usually so stoic, starts talking about legacy and securing the family's future. The lines blur between genuine need and opportunistic request. The unconditional love you always felt from your family now feels conditional, tied to the size of your bank account. You find yourself becoming guarded, less open, constantly analyzing every interaction. You start seeing the world through a new lens, a cynical filter that wasn't there before. The simple joy of a family dinner, the casual chat with a neighbor, the unexpected message from an old friend, all are now tinged with suspicion. You're rich, yes, but you're also suddenly very, very alone. By Thursday, you're actively avoiding your phone. You let calls go to voicemail. You archive messages without opening them. The constant barrage of requests, veiled or otherwise, has become suffocating. You even find yourself inventing excuses to skip your usual coffee shop run just to avoid running into someone who might casually bring up your newfound wealth. You start to feel like a hunted animal, constantly on alert. The freedom you thought money would bring is replaced by a cage of expectations. You try to focus on your work, on the things that used to bring you satisfaction, but the distraction is constant. Every interaction, every glance feels charged with this new dynamic. You go out for dinner with a friend you've known since childhood, someone you genuinely trust. You hope for a moment of normalcy, a respite from the constant pressure. But even with them, the conversation eventually steers towards it. So, this 10 million thing, is it true? They ask, their eyes wide, with a mixture of awe and something else you can't quite place. You try to explain, to downplay, but the number is too big to ignore. They start talking about their own struggles, their dreams, and you can feel the unspoken question hanging in the air. Can you help me? It's not malicious, not from them, but it's there. And for the first time, you realize that this isn't just about your family or distant acquaintances. This changes every relationship, even the ones you thought were unshakable. By Friday, you're exhausted, emotionally drained. You decide to disappear. You book a last-minute flight to a place where no one knows your name, where your bank account is just a number in a foreign currency. You don't tell anyone where you're going. You just leave. The silence on the plane, the anonymity of a new city, it's a profound relief. You walk through crowded streets, and for the first time in days, no one looks at you with that particular glint in their eye. No one asks about your investments. No one has a can't-miss opportunity. You are just another person in a sea of faces. You sit in a small cafe, drinking bad coffee, and you feel a strange mix of regret and liberation. The money is still there, a tangible reality, but the simple, uncomplicated joy of that Sunday dinner, the easy laughter, the genuine connection, that feels like a distant memory. You realize that $10 million didn't just buy you financial freedom, it bought you a new kind of isolation. It built a wall between you and everyone you know, a wall made of unspoken expectations and altered perceptions. You look at your phone, still buzzing with unread messages from a world you temporarily left behind. You know they're still there, waiting, and you understand, with a chilling clarity, that the biggest challenge wasn't making the 10 million, but learning how to live with it. You're no longer just you. You're the $10 million person, forever changed by a number that slipped out at a family dinner, and whose echoes will follow you for the rest of your life.